I leave for 5 minutes. Unacceptable. Life update, because I feel like you deserve it. Well, I graduated college. Maybe you're sad that I didn't talk about that more back when that actually was a thing that was relevant and happening. Maybe you don't care at all. Either way, here's a very brief but very accurate recap. Up until the moment, of course, I received my diploma, in which total boredom was replaced with absolute terror. Up until that point, I had been working at a marketing internship. But even then, as I was holding my diploma and smiling up at my parents at the rafters, in my head, all I could think was, what am I gonna do? I am not equipped for this. I'm not a real adult. And then I posed for 100 pictures outside. So that internship became a job. And now I've been promoted to head of a department of that job. Marketing. Like, honestly, who knew? Technically what I do is content writing, so I write. I write all kinds of things. And it's not like I didn't enjoy the company or the internship or the job for being promoted to, other job, but marketing. And I'm actually really enjoying it. So that's where I am now. I work full-time, a content writer. I write a lot of stuff for a lot of different people. I think I'm good at it, and I really enjoy it. And I kind of hope to do more of it and to kind of hone my skills and, I don't know, and maybe do it for, a company that does something I'm super into, like a publishing company or something. I don't know. Right now, honestly, right this second, I'm actually really happy with where I am career-wise. Other updates, let's see. I had a good summer. I went to Disneyland twice. I did my first Disney bound, and I actually went to VidCon and hung out with a bunch of really, truly amazing people, booktubers who are just, if you ever doubt that these people are just genuine, smart, funny, good people, don't. They just are. It's actually VidCon, it's where I want to start today. It's where I want to start while I'm talking to you. And I want to be transparent with you, but at the same time, there are parts of me that I want to guard. So, forgive me for this jumbled mess. So I have been dealing with anxiety for a long time. I didn't really know what it was when I was younger, and as I got older, I grew more educated and I started to understand what I'd been dealing with. This is genuinely hard for me to talk about because I don't really talk about it much, ever. So I went to VidCon, and part of it that was really hard was it is so much bigger than it was when I went the first time with Camille years and years ago. Years ago, it was in one section of one conference hall. The line for big YouTubers was long, but it was like an hour long, not 12 hours long, and nobody knew my face. That's not to say people were like just flooding me. People were great and very respectful and cool. It's just that it was a very different experience. It's true, this year I had more friends with me. I met up with, a bunch of booktubers, and I had a fantastic time. They're truly just great people, and I'm very lucky to have hung out with them. But now it is huge. It's huge, and I have never felt more like an 80-year-old woman in my whole life. There were signs and YouTube stars and Vine stars, and honestly, like, I'm seeing signs with quotes and hashtags, things I have never heard of in my entire life. Honestly, I have never felt so out of touch with the kids. I have never felt so unhip, ever. And there was a little part of it that was a little sad to me. It's not like I really want to, okay, I'm gonna be fair, I'm gonna be straight with you. It's okay that I'm not on the same level as a 14-year-old. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just mean, like, it's okay that I don't know the Vine stars that, like, my nieces know. That's fine. It's just that I was not able to recognize so much of this conference. Not to mention the sheer size of it. It was enormous, packed with people everywhere, with cameras and they're filming and they're taking pictures and they're screaming and they're excited. It's not bad. No one's doing anything wrong. It's a very positive environment. But I found that I had a really hard time kind of staying afloat. And being around other people who do what I do made me realize just how behind I was falling in terms of everyone's caught up with books, everyone's caught up with authors, and with what's coming out and what's happening next. I mean that these people are just fantastic. They are on it and they are working hard for you. But for me, it was a little bit of a wake-up call. These long periods of times between videos is because, frankly, it's kind of hard to get in front of a camera. There are aspects of my anxiety that have grown worse or have changed. Things that have never really been a huge problem have been interrupting my life, growing and changing into things I've never dealt with in a certain capacity before, like getting in front of a camera and being afraid to be here. I feel okay now, but the actual getting here is very hard. There have been some developments mentally that make it hard for me to remain passionate about things I've always been passionate about my whole life. Like reading. Picking up a book is hard. Getting in front of a camera is hard. And I went to VidCon and I just sat there and I thought, is it gone? As much as I enjoyed myself, there was a part of me that felt brokenhearted. Is it gone? Is it gone for good? And I thought, well, I can't handle it if it's gone. I've always had this. I've always had these passions. I've always been a passionate person. It's what drives me to learn and grow and just be who I am. Now I can lay down and let those thoughts roll over me and crush me. But that's not the kind of person I am, and I'm not going to let them. I am too fond of my passions. I know what it feels like, even though it's been a hard time. I know what it feels like to appreciate and love and want to learn more about things, about movies and books and history and games and Netflix. Like, I know that. I know that because it's not gone. I refuse to believe that it's gone. I think one thing, though, that is not incredibly helpful, and maybe it's the reason why it's been so hard to be on YouTube lately, is because I keep forcing myself to focus in on a small part of one passion that I have. And no one has done this to me. No one has forced me to do this. This is on me. But frankly, my tastes have changed. I read all kinds of stuff, not just young adult fiction. And honestly, it's kind of hard to find good young adult fiction these days. So I feel like something that's going to help me rekindle that spark and rekindle those passions is embracing all of them, not just focusing on one of them. And I realized way too late something that I always say in my videos. This is my channel. I can do whatever I want. I can talk about whatever I want. I have supportive, kind, amazing viewers who are also very passionate people. I doubt all you do is read. If you're that passionate, you probably love other things too. So that's not to say I'm gonna stop reading. I'm always gonna read. I'm always gonna review books. That's something I just really want to sink my teeth into again and just go. So I'm going to do all kinds of things. I'm going to talk about everything that I love and I'm excited about. Book reviews, literary studies, movies, TV, and I don't want to be over dramatic, but honestly, we don't know each other very well. If you've been following me since the beginning, then you've been following me since I was 17 years old. I'm 24. A lot has changed. I'm still easily excitable and passionate and weird, but you know, the root of all those things, they have changed, adapted, they've morphed into other things. So maybe it's time for you to get to know me better. Can start over, so to speak. I'm Cassidy Sharples. I'm 24 years old. I'm a college graduate, English degree with an emphasis in literary studies. I love books and reading and writing, and I love clothes. I'm not gonna lie, I love clothes. I love skincare. I actually do a lot of skincare research. I love to talk about that kind of stuff. I love podcasts and audiobooks and board games. I love cats. I want to own a hairless cat one day. I'm aware they're ugly, I just don't care. I love it when a wedding reception has dancing. I love junk food. I love my husband dearly. I'm a total Disney nerd. I'm excited about a lot of things, and I think that we could be excited together.